Who would have thought Tom Brady playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I've typed it a few times over the past several days, and my fingers don't want to type Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady.
Well, it's crazy. It is. It's really cool, too, though. I got to say. I mean, it just adds excitement to this NFL offseason. I don't think, in my heart of hearts, I really didn't expect him to be on a new team. I thought New England would, just swoop in on at the 23rd or 24th hour and make him a deal. And, okay, it's Brady and the Patriots. Let's make one more run. But man, just the different storylines about this, Mike. I mean, Tampa's never had this type of quarterback or superstar on their team. That's going to add so much energy to that city. And then the potential of this football team. And this team, even before Tom Brady, had big-time potential. I mean, one of the best front sevens in football, some young studs in the secondary. We talk about the weapons they have on the offensive side of the ball. So it really has a chance to be awesome. It's going to be great to just see Brady in that uniform and see a whole new look for the NFL this season.
And I don't think you were alone in that concern and not that it was concern per se, but the idea that the Patriots were going to swoop in at the last minute and get this done. Peter King points out in Football Morning in America that Brady showed some interest in the Colts, but the Colts did not reciprocate. And if I am the Colts, I am concerned about another Josh McDaniels situation, right? I'm concerned that the planets are going to line up just right for me to get Tom Brady. And just as it's time for Tom Brady to put his name on the contract, what's going to happen? Here come the Patriots to snatch him away from me, just like they did with Josh McDaniels. So that may be, and I don't know that to be the case, but that may be one of the reasons why the Colts are paying Phillip Rivers $25 million for 1 year, and Brady is getting $25 million per year on a 2-year deal from the Bucs. Dollar for dollar, Brady's a better deal. But I think the Colts at some level, I don't know this, but I think that there had to be some hesitation to go down that path because of what happened with Josh McDaniels, Chris.
Well, maybe. And, again, as much as we like Phillip Rivers, he ain't Tom Brady. And the spectacle that comes along with Tom Brady, I just don't know if every team was welcoming of that or always wants that. It can overtake your organization in a lot of ways, let alone, as we talked about, I do think some teams were afraid of Brady because they were afraid they might get exposed, where they might go, Tom Brady comes into the office and, at the end of the day, he looks at his watch and he's like, wait, coaches are leaving the facility right now? They would never leave this early in New England. Wait, this is the way you do it here with this team? Well, they would never do it this way in New England. I think there was a number of people throughout the NFL that were scared of that aspect of Tom Brady, that they would get exposed through that. Plus, Mike, let's not forget, Phillip Rivers, Frank Reich do have a history, and Phillip Rivers understands that offense, so I'm sure that made them feel more comfortable as well.
That's a hell of a point, though, and I hadn't thought of that. When Tom Brady we thought of it from the perspective of Tom Brady walking into a new building saying, holy crap, they don't do things here the way they do them in New England. But then you have to be concerned at some point Brady's going to put that out there. And, because, look, whenever the Patriots dominate, right, what's the knee-jerk reaction when an owner says to a coach, why do you get your butt kicked by the Patriots all the time? The coach says, because they cheat. And that narrative has been around for 15 years now. Well, if all of a sudden Tom Brady is getting a peek behind the curtain at how hard these other teams work or don't work, all of a sudden there's a different narrative. The reality is Bill Belichick and company are busting their butts while these other folks aren't working quite as hard.
Yeah, I think that's a very big reality, Mike. Not that I've been in every building in the NFL, but I think, me personally, or if you talk to other people around the league who have been in a number of facilities along with New England, they would tell you that when you go in there, it's got a different vibe and feel than any other facility in all of football. It just does. And that's because of the culture set forth by Bill Belichick and everybody else. But yes, it's different. It's run differently. It's as detailed as you can possibly be in a professional sports setting. And then, Belichick, of course, is the general of that ship, and it's just a different thinker and a different man altogether. So there's nothing that can compare to what's being done in New England. Hey, Brady was awesome. We get that. But New England, the machine they have rolling there is magical, and that's why they've also dominated for 20 years. Not just Brady. Yeah. It's all of it all together.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.